Sorry for the interruption, guys. Now log collection. So we'll also call it as a log pulling. We will also call it as a log pulling. Are you aware of the log pulling, guys? Any idea? I'll be asking some couple of questions, guys. Okay. So if you don't know, you can tell me yes. If you know the answer, you can answer it. No issues. Okay. Log analysis and log collection is quite very important. If you go for any these things, so if you have the thousands of employees in your organizations, okay, to collect all the logs. So this will be done automatically. Okay, it's not a big one. This is not a big rocket science to understand that. So log analysis means, okay, nowadays in latest organizations, what they are doing, they are using the AE concept. So AE they are integrating. So as you know that, okay, collection of the any data, AI does a very important role. It will analyze a summarization and analyze. It does the summarizations of your collectively data. It will analyze. Okay, event corrections. Okay, it will check if any unauthorized access is happening. It will make it alert. It will make it alert. If someone has tried to log in, okay, even you don't get the access also, okay, it will give the trigger. It will give the alert. That is the job of your SIM. It is job of your SIM. Okay. Then log forensic. So what is the log forensic is quite very important. I think you might know the forensic investigation. How do you trace this one? Say example, one user has logged in last year. Okay. What time he has logged in? So with the date, time, month, and year. Okay. So he has done some illegal things in your organizations and he quit the job after a few months. How we are going to trace? Okay, so these can be traced. Okay, these can be traced by using the forensic logs. We'll pull the logs from the scene. So this is a tool. Okay, using these tools, we'll pull the logs. Okay, so one of the user using his laptop. Okay, so he has done some. He has uh, inserted some malware which has spread across the different applications. Okay, application might be in-house or on your cloud, doesn't matter. In the cloud or in your any in your server or in your router, switches, or any firewall. Okay, this is what it is nothing but that's very simple. So log forensic means if you want to caught the thief, okay, you should how we can trace them. Okay, from when he has logged in, from which laptop, what laptop, whether it's Apple laptop or Windows laptop or Linux laptop. Okay, what is the MAC address? What is the IP address? Okay, which ISP is using, which internet he is using. Okay, by using the IP address, by the geographical location, whether it's from Tunisia or Libya or Egypt, from Saudi, which country location. Okay, that is nothing but your log forensic investigation. Okay, so this is quite very important. This has got a very big course, and this where we'll get the job. We are very expert in forensic investigations. So you will get the Department of Defense. Okay, you will get a very huge job. Okay, and in the police department. Okay, and military. Okay, they need the people who they can trace. For them, it's very important. And this is very highly paid job, guys. And next thing is IT. This one compliances. Okay. So what is the IT compliances means like it is sort of nothing but auditing. It is a combination of auditing and compliances. Okay. So how many time he has logged in? Okay. In how many login time and log out time? When he has logged in, when he has log out, they will calculate that time. Okay. For each user, how many hours he worked? Okay. How in suppose he worked for 8 hours. In 8 hours, okay, what are the job he has done? So he has which are the application he is using, and which are the cloud infrastructure he is using, which are the APIs he is using, which are the any firewall configuration is doing. What is the job? Okay, remember. So zero trust architecture is one of the part of your IT compliance. Okay, guys, this is all I'm telling you. This is a very advanced one because as you know that you cannot teach in 1 or 2 hours entire cybersecurity concept. So we'll come to that. So what are the courses we need to learn? I'll show the roadmap as well. What are the things you can learn? What are the job? What are the data security breaches happening throughout the world? Next thing is come under your application log monitoring. Okay. So example, if you have any apps you have developed, okay, I think you might in Tunisia also the government has got a lot of labs. Your apps have they have developed for the people of the Tunisia. They can register, they can see the government scheme, they can follow up. Okay. So they can monitor, right? Okay. So how many people are even if I come, I'm not belong to Tunisia. Okay, if I come, I can use that application because I'm not supposed to use it because I can use it. Correct. So how can your government can know I'm the good guy or bad guy? Is it true, guys? Right. Maybe I'm hacker. Red hat hacker means very uh, high-end escalation of your cybersecurity. Okay. So how we are going to monitor? So because whenever I log in, okay, that's the reason so many countries what they are coming up. Okay. Whenever any foreign people has they come, okay, they'll take all our details like your passport and your email address, your photo, fingerprint, okay, and face activations by using the AI to read my face. Okay, all the information will be there. When the moment I use, okay, when the moment I use any app, these things, so I cannot do any wrong things from the app. I cannot like scan for what are the IP address are there. Okay, I can do any. I cannot penetrate any. I cannot insert your any malware in these applications. Being a technical guy, correct. So that's the reasons what they will do. They monitor each and everything. Okay, this is the also job of your SIM. It will monitor. Okay, they zero trust. Zero. We can say zero trust in the cybersecurity is quite very important. They don't trust anybody. Previously, what happened for internal organization? If you are employed for any company, for example, you're working for one of the company like Cisco company, you're working. So Cisco people, they're not going to trust you. Previously, they used to trust you. Maybe you're a good guy. Nowadays, they don't trust anybody. This is the job of ESC. Okay. So if you learn this, we'll call it as a SOC engineer or SOC analyst. SOC means Security Operations Center. So they use SIM. So these engineers, they use SIM to do this all jobs. Okay? And they also do the your RDT. So what time he has come in, what have he come out, how many foreign people they are used. Okay. So inside also they'll monitor. So these tools will going to monitor each and everything. Okay. This monitoring entire this SOC will be job for your SOC engineer or SOC analyst. SOC analyst. This is the job. Okay. Next thing is come. This is quite very important. Real time. So real time, as you know, which is the real time. I can give the example. Best thing is nothing but your banking sector. I think in Tunisia also we have a lot of banks, right? Online different transactions, they'll send the money. Say example, this laptop to this laptop we are send. Say example, this is Tunisia and this is India. Suppose if you send any money, okay, to money to my account. Say example like 10,000 USD. Okay, so imagine, okay, at the same time any packet drop. Any, I think you might know about this one network security firewall. So those who aware of this basic concept, they can understand it. What happened on the real time? Maybe that internet down or your PC is not send done the transaction, but in your bank, okay, your amount is gone. So what happened? What are you going to do? This is the job of real time. It will monitor. As you know, they will show you the transaction ID. Transaction ID. The transaction ID, okay, once this packet drop, it will show you that your account is credited, okay, the account is debited, I think debited, but it will not get transferred. Okay, later on, again, it will come back. No issues. But thing is, how we are going to monitor? So much example, this is only one guy. What happened at the same time, around like 1,000 people, they have made the transactions. Or 1,000 people, they made the this one transaction. What happened? Same thing happened, right? The big loss. The organization. This is the job of our SIM. It will does the real time monitoring. Okay, this is one example. Like any sort of this one transactions, it will monitor user activities. So it will also actively monitor for the users. Okay, what you are doing. As I told you that they never trust to anybody, guys. I'll tell you a lot of. I'll show you the few websites. Okay, so that we can understand how this is critical it is in real time. So any user they'll monitor what time is login, log out, how many hours he used the application. Say example, I'm using the Microsoft PowerPoint now. How many hours you are spending time? Okay, what you are doing there? They'll monitor this thing, and they also see the dashboard of the users. Okay, so what they are monitoring, they check each and everything. What are the application? Whether your relevantly job you are doing, yes, you are doing something else. Okay, and also you generate the report. Report according to the user, day wise, your monthly wise or weekly wise, depending upon how you configure in your SIM tool. Okay, so because I worked for the SIM for few years ago. Okay, I used to generate the report. Okay, this automatically generate. So once we ask, I want a report from 2023 to 2024. So to generate the report, how many user has been login, how many user has been log out. At the same time, okay, it will also check is there any cyber threat unauthorized user has been access to your applications. It will also it will monitor, and file integration also it will monitor. So file integration integrity is nothing but this is like the pact of files. Okay, so what are the files you have uploaded, downloaded? The files might be anything. Okay, maybe your audio files, video files, your text files, any sort of files. System and device logs. Okay, system means like nothing but which are the like which operating system you are using. Your Ubuntu, or Linux, or Windows, or Mac. Okay, and device log monitoring. So which are the device you are using and what time you log in, what time you log out. This also monitor. Okay, and log retinations. Okay, is it nothing but it will generate automatically. It will give the report. That is a basic job of your team. I hope you understood, guys. You can ask the questions at the last time once you're done with this slide. So let's talk about what are different types of attacks are happening throughout the world. So as you can see on the slides, 600 million cyber attack daily globally, guys. Globally, 600 million is very huge, guys. It's very huge. You can't imagine because so I work for this some industry. I face a lot of challenge. Okay, this is the informations I studied in 2021. Okay, so latest because when I was in South Africa, one of the bank. Okay, in 2023, one of the bank. Okay, they told me, especially in this month, December, because most of the organizations, like the employees, will not work. They will go for vacation, the year ending. So, as most of the thing target will be the banks. So the bank director he said, per seconds, 1 second, guys, 1 second. I'm talking about, not even minute. Okay, he said 157 attacks. Is very huge. So what is the disadvantage here? Because what happened, suppose if you have some 10 billion USD, okay, USD, if it is gone, okay, even bank director cannot do anything, even the cyber security expert also cannot do. Cyber security engineer Okay, he also cannot do anything because your money is gone. Because the bank money belongs to whom? Bank money belongs to the people. Okay, they cannot do anything. Okay, so this is one of the bank is director was very worried about. 63% enterprises affected by your ransomware. I think you might heard about this ransomware because my PC when I was working, my PC was also it has been hacked, and they are asking a lot of money to buy send by through to this crypto money. They asked me to send. We cannot do anything because all our confidential data, so a lot of data it has been blocked. Okay, so that we can assure is like screen, which are the things how the ransomware attacks are there. Average beat costs about 4.5 million for enterprises. This is very minimum, guys. So most of the today's lot of attacks, I think you might know about the phishing remain. So one attack victim. So every second is keep on attacking every time. Okay, so it my office also. Okay, so especially the top hackers over the world is third place in India, guys. The reason third place in India now. So we have a lot of cybersecurity happening here, cybersecurity attacks. Okay, next thing is AI powered attacks rising significantly. Guys. This is one of the biggest challenges. So, like AI, they are going to fight because, as you know, everybody has got the chat GPT access. Okay. Suppose if I type any chat GPT, like I want to hack to the Wi-Fi. Okay. They'll sit one of the like company. Okay. So how I can attack this Wi-Fi? I want to penetrate to the inside organizations. I want to know which are the business they are doing. Okay. What are the confidential data for your banking sectors? And any supermarket, some grocery shop, okay, they hack the Wi-Fi. Okay, of course they'll be having the some uh, firewall, but still it has got the vulnerability in the firewall as well. So by using the AI, okay, they are collecting all the informations. They'll, as you know, AI will give you all the information, but not detail. But still, for the hacker who has got the knowledge, okay, they can do it. Suppose ordinary guy doesn't know the basic concept of network and wireless and basic concept how the communication happens, how the packet flows in the internet. Okay, if you don't know, even the A has given all the information, he cannot hack. Okay, this is one of the threats which is facing. This is one of the landscape we can say in 2025. So previously, as we can see, the previous attacks. This is a very old one. This is traditional malware, phishing, DOS, SQL injection. I think you might heard about the malware. Malware is something, but it's one of the malicious software they will develop. They'll generate one URL link, okay, or any in the terms of your URL link, in terms of your SMS. Okay, they'll send to all the people by sending a mail or SMS or WhatsApp message or Instagram or Facebook. So they ask you, please this one click on the URL link. So you can get some very good image. You can get so you can claim your money. Okay, claim your $10,000 or $20,000. They can claim it. Okay, and phishing attack is what is the phishing attack? The phishing attack is a thing, but it is a very commonly attacks happening for every seconds, every organizations. Okay, they will try to catch how we are catching the fish in your sea or in the pond or in your any well. Okay, same thing. They will send. Fishing will be a concept be very vast concept. Very simple is the thing, but they will send by sending the mail. Uh, the phishing, but phishing will be sent when you are find any vulnerability in your applications. For example, you want to hack uh, any applications like banking applications. Okay, they will send some URL link. Okay, they will create your duplicate page. I think you can see the Facebook duplicate page also came, and the Instagram page also has a duplicate page. They will send. Okay, you thought that I need to log in. So what happened? The moment you log in, so your username and password automatically sent to the attacker. Okay, so he can log into your account. This is the common attack. So Daniel of DOS attacks. Okay, so this is quite very important. SQL injection. So any idea about SQL injection, guys? Structure query language. This is structure query language injection. So as you agree with me, guys, so all the user database, okay, all the user data will be stored in the terms of your database. That is structure query language in the form of your structure query language. So they'll inject the database to collect your confidential data. Okay. So how I can say? So let me show you. Can you able to see my screen, guys? I have changed the screen. Hello, guys. Can you? Yeah. Uh, Data breach 225, the biggest cybersecurity incident so far, right? See, this is the one of the I want to give some basic example here. So one of the airlines data breaches happened. Scale of the breach is 5 point, as you can see, there's a 5.7 million customer record has been stolen. Okay, data export by name, email, okay, flying numbers, phone numbers, date of birth, and home address. This is very, very critical, guys, right? Okay. So breach cause reason breach was vulnerability on the third party software. So what is this? The third party software means they are using the third party software. That's the reason recommended. Use the recommended software. Suppose if you install, if you go for any your Android phone or your Mac phone, so go to the Play Store or then you download from there. Do not download the software which you got the links in the terms of links, URL links. Don't click and install them. It is not recommended. What are the key lessons? Because enforce security control, cybersecurity best practice, supply chain applications, if the vendor access the stolen these things. So this is what I told you this thing, guys. Okay, the best thing is better to use your software which is recommended by your company. Okay, second is like cement made image attacks. So these 1.7 million people has been data has been stolen. All the details, same thing, date of birth, services, certificate, even medical record. This is very, very reason critical. Name, phone number, your parent number, diagnosis, treatment, what are the things you have done. Okay. So breach cause, how it has been caused? Medius ransom group attacks. This is one of the attacks. What they did. So same thing, third party application. Same thing what I did, third party. It is not recommended to install your third party application in terms of your mobile phone or your Apple phone or Android phone, even for Windows or even to as well. Linux software. Mobility software solution, because if you are solution data breach. Our see example like 766,000 customers has been data breach. Okay, investigation determined the authorized user deploy software malware. So one of the investigation they came to know. Okay, so they use malware in their application. They have inserted some malware. This is called, we'll call it as, we'll do, that is a job of your vulnerability assessment pen testing. We'll call a VAPT. Okay, they will penetration testing. This is the one of the job of your cybersecurity engineer. Cybersecurity engineer. Okay. These are the few attack guys. So if you want, I can share you the link. Okay, you can go through it. Okay. The next thing is there are a lot of attacks. So one of the top attack. This is the top attack. What I'm talking about. If you see the lot of attack is happening, everything, every second is happening. You see, go through it. You can find some tons of attacks. So for example, one of the American attacks what happened recently. Airlines, yeah, these are. This is very less people, very confidential people they have collected because of the social engineering. What is the social engineering? The cause of the breach is social engineering campaign. So around almost 5,000 people has been affected. All their driving license, their security number, mobile number, Medicaid numbers, your banking accounts. Okay, what is the social engineering? Okay, social engineering is nothing but a first they will make you friend. Okay, then after a few days, okay, they'll asking the questions which is not relevant to you. For example, like you are working for any banks. Okay, what they will ask the questions like which are last software we are using in your bank, which firewall they are using, which routing protocol they are using, which are the IP addresses range they are using, okay, which operating system they are using, okay, because you thought you will be very close to him, you will explain, keep on explain each and everything. That is nothing but a social engineering. Because of this, so what happened? Key lessons. So task risk, okay, so that stolen. Uh, Same thing as he's explaining the same thing what I explained. We should not, even if it's a close friend also, if he's asking very confidential data information, means he's gathering the information from you. Okay, so we should not tell any confidential data to your unknown person. Okay, even though if it is closed after a few months also. This is the latest one, September, I think 2 months ago. Okay, Volvo Groups. Okay, I think this is one of the biggest company, student company. So these are the approximately people they have security breach. Okay, Finwise Bank. Okay, this is one of the American bank that has been breached. So lot of press because I keep on explaining happening every second. Even the Google also. Okay, let's come to the slide. So nowadays, next thing is so imagine 2025 zero-click attacks, AI exploitation, supply chain. Okay, so as you know that this is one of the different types of attacks happening latest now. Okay, so they are using the AI to penetration of your infrastructure. Okay, and supply chain. So which are the like application, how is working? So they will come to know each and everything by using once we expand with the AI. This is the latest sort of attacks. So this is one of the case study, guys. This is the real time. Recently, it has happened. Okay, this is the latest one. About 4 million people individual has been affected. Typically, ransom by a third party vendor. Data expert by the name insurance, like health records. Lesson by what is the lesson we have to come? Vendor risk management. This one critical. That's the reason, guys. So nowadays, the company is coming up with tying up with the companies cyber security consultant. Cybersecurity consultants, so they have a lot of tools they come up with to protect your healthcare information because this is very important. Okay, they are coming a lot of tools there. So responsibility is encryption, backup, monitoring is very essential. So whenever any record has been generated, okay, make sure that you have to take the backup. So we can take in you have the infrastructure in your office, we can take backup, or if you have the cloud infra access. I hope guys you are following guys. The case study for one of the another sort of the case study. So what you can see here, 3.3 million government employees. Can you see here the legacy system without encryption? Because I think you might know about the encryption and this one encryption. Okay, data will be encrypted. It cannot be readable. It is called your encrypted data. Okay, data at the risk of SNA and government IDs. So especially the legacy system without encryption, because without encryption, data cannot be communicated. For example, we can say the VPN, okay, where it will create the tunnel, it will encrypt the data from end-to-end points. Okay, so actions, encryption and monitoring the deployment. Make sure the data is encrypted before sending the mail. For example, if you got a VPN configuration in your organization, okay, make sure that it is encrypted, a keychain. You can see the three-way handshaking nowadays. Nowadays, we have the key. When you have the key generated, there is two-way encryption. So that will be when you have a lot of courses are there. I'll explain that one also. There's a lot of courses are available to learn this encryption and decryption, how it will happen, how does it works. So in China, okay, so you can see here 4 billion users have been recorded has been stolen. See, you know the WeChat, because Chinese people they use a WeChat, they don't use a WhatsApp, they don't use your Instagram, or they use the WeChat and Alipay. Okay, so in India we will use a Google Pay and Paytm and UPI, these things. So still is not hacked by in our India still. I hope so. And this the Chinese they have hacked. The purpose mass profiling and surveillance, because you know the mass of people, because they have the there's a threshold time. Say example, because if the server has got full with the data, okay, so what happens, the attacker will come to know that these are like data is leaking, because this is the right time to enter, because like this they have penetrate, they find the vulnerability in their applications. The implications, state level attack sophistication. So like state level, so what it does is, okay, whenever they find any vulnerability, any port is open. The example, as you know, that there is a lot of port numbers. The example, HTTP, HTTPS, 80, 443, okay, for DNS, DSCP, there's a lot of the port numbers. Same thing for all the application. They have the port numbers. Same thing, we have Facebook. Okay, Facebook has got the application. Facebook, Instagram, they have the port numbers. Okay, so if you type in standard port numbers or any application port numbers, it will give the port numbers. We'll check. When the port is open means they find the vulnerability, we can penetrate, we can go inside, so we can hack that one. Okay. So and next thing is, as you can see, case study the Vietnam, the airlines, they have export upon the customer record export, they attack third party. They using the third party software, data leak for the personal information. Okay, and they use the API and third party integrated risk. Okay, that's the reason, guys. See, whenever the free software has come, please don't install it. This is my recommend, because I used to tell for every student. So I don't recommend to use a third party software always. But they will give a lot of offer. Okay, they can use 1 year free. Okay, please remember. So anything's come free, please don't use. As simple as this. So this prevention is API gateway security access control. Okay, they will have the like different gateway. There's a lot of fake apps are also available. Okay, what is the biggest challenge if you see? So nowadays is nothing but your application, fake application ID, fake user ID, and fake this one content ID. Okay, they will fake content, okay, fake user ID, fake applications. Okay, they will send like this. One of the Vietnam Airlines has been hacked. Next thing is industrial control like compromising. Okay, so threat is act visit compromise of the this one, critical infrastructure. Okay, vulnerability, weak password, default disk credentials, and these are the like unpatching internet facing. Okay, actors like in groups, okay, risk physical system take over potential. So what is this is talking about? Okay, so make sure that your password should not be very weak. Okay, you should use your upper and lower case whenever you use a new password. You can see in the banking people they send the message, please change your passwords. You are not changed since 1 month. They'll use the time. They'll give the time every 30 days or 60 days depending upon the bank. Okay. They'll ask you to change the password based on your when you open the account. Uh, Strategy. Who can define this all? So this can be defined. Trust architecture implementation like network segment, micro segment, this firewall. Let me explain this very simple way. Okay. So how we can prevent this? Make sure that you are using the strong network infrastructure. Okay. Advanced firewall. Okay. So firewall you can use very over the top firewall. We can see the Palo Alto firewall or Fortinet or Checkpoint, Cisco ESA firewall. Make sure that you apply the policies, very strong policies for your DMZ network or for your infrastructure. Okay, with the awareness of your training, make sure that you should be learn the new things and detect how we can detect like SIM deployment and monitoring. So I think we discussed more about the SIM. Okay, still the SIM is a very vast topic, so it takes a lot of time to explain. So end-to-end detections, the encryption and decryption should be happen at both the sides. Okay, the threat intelligence feed integration 24 bar hour 7 you should monitor. Okay, and next thing is response time, incident response team. This one playbook, your forensic and root cause. We have to find the root cause, how it has been happened. Okay, we should analyze each and everything. This should be we can see on the monitor, because if you see how the tools, a lot of tools available to monitor the logs. Okay, so that also we can able to monitor it. So how we can recover all those things like backup, disaster recovery test. I think you come across these basic concepts: system and hardening and patching. Make sure that you should update your patches, because even in the Windows also you are getting the new updates every time. Make sure that you up to date your Windows 11. Okay, even for every application also, your app also, they will send the updates patches. Make sure that it should be up to date. Make sure that you also update your data as well. And infrastructure modernization. Make sure that the infrastructure should be use the latest one. Don't use a like old one. Resilience implementation and initiative. Make sure that you have to uh, improve your according to the latest technology trend. We have to use it. So don't use a lower or old infrastructure. Okay. The cloud security challenges is key risk is misconfigurations, insecure APIs, the inadequate access control. So because most has in the cloud, especially AWS cloud, Azure cloud. So I can see the Azure clouds has got a lot of availability. So misconfigurations, make sure that it will be configured as per your requirement, and make sure keep in mind we have to keep in mind that it should not be any breach in the data or in any applications. Solution use CSPM or Cloud WAP. Okay, uh, encryptions, identity management. Identity management is one of the tools is now available in SIM, which we I talked earlier in the slide. Okay. So this thing is this is the basic fundamentals I want to discuss here. So what are the key this one core principle of the attack nowadays is happening? Okay. So let me talk about this. Confidential integrity availability from the foundation cybersecurity protection system, because this is a basic principle we should know. Okay. Uh, we should maintain that integrity of your access. Okay. Confidentially you have to maintain. Make sure the two-factor authentication must be given to the user. Okay, maybe your internal user or your different team or same team. Okay, so common attack vectors like your phishing, ransom, okay, inside threats are frequently method attackers used by breach system. Breach system means like security has stolen, some data has been stolen. Emerging vulnerability like IoT devices, and IoT means like Internet of Things. I think IoT is nothing but like automation of your office, automation of your home. We automatically door locking, automatically camera. It will capture your face reading. Okay, yeah, yeah. If anybody come to your home, okay, so it will capture your face. Okay, this is emerging vulnerability. Make sure that it is up to date. SolarWind. So this is one of the tools where we can use SolarWind. It uses one of the tools is to monitor your network. Okay, so monitoring how the packet is flowing from one end to another end. So this is one of the major attack is happening. That's the reason the solar is quite very important, because so when I used to take the CCNA course, training or CCNP training, so we used to explain by using the Wireshark. I think you might aware of this Wireshark. This is one of the famous monitoring tools. If you talk about the cloud zero tech architecture industry inside, okay, this is a couple of things I want to discuss here. So never trust anybody. Okay, no implicit trust based on the network locations. Don't trust anybody, especially in terms of your digital world. So every access request explicitly verified and authorization. Assume breach already occurred. A principle of least this privilege enforcement. Okay, so we should keep in mind this all these parameters, guys. We have to keep in mind. So no one should trust. Okay, maybe you're authorized person, maybe he's good guy or bad guy, it doesn't matter because when you come to the digital world, so make sure that he has used all the protocols to access your infrastructure or any applications. So why zero trust matters? So if you see like evolution threats, ransom insider threats, hybrid work, remote access behind the traditional network parameters, as you know, hybrid work, because due to lockdown, because of COVID-19, people work 2 days from home and 2 days from the office. Okay. So if you're working from home means okay, you must they will be installed your VPN to connect your office uh, IT office. The cloud migration, so multi-cloud complex and share the responsibility model. Okay, so most of the organizations, what they do, okay, so really they don't understand. So how these multi-cloud will work because there's a lot of parameters I can say because in short time I cannot explain each and everything. Okay, but still, I want to tell you a very important thing here because the cloud migration is quite very important because so how the cloud migration because one data you want to send. So for example, if you have one, for example, like 10 TB, for example, 10 TB data. So you want to transfer from say Tunisia to India. So how data will go, guys? Any idea? How long it takes, guys, to send? Because I want to send. For example, I'm using the cloud. So example, I am using Azure Cloud. In Tunisia, you're using the Microsoft Azure Cloud. So in India, I'm using the AWS Cloud. So I want to transfer this 1 TB data. It's very huge data, right? Okay. So how I can send? How data will flow? Anybody can answer, guys. They can unmute and they can answer it. How data will go? Through satellite or how it will go? Let me show you one slide here. Can you see, guys? Can you see this my screen now? If you type here submarine cabling, guys, okay, see, right now, this is the my place where I'm sitting here in India. Okay, see, this is India. As you can see, Tunisia is this place. I'm right. Okay, so this is the cable is lying under the sea. Okay, so data will flow under the sea, guys, because through satellite is not possible to transfer your 10 TB of data. It will go, I think, hardly, I think, in one minute, it will get transfer from this place to this place, from India to Tunisia. So this is the cable gas, different country how it has been connected under the sea. So this cabling will be done. One of the major shareholder is nothing but a NTT company, Japan-based company. They will lay down these are the cables under the sea. This is how your migration might be anything because as I told you that. So I am using like AWS cloud and you are using Azure cloud. Using Azure cloud, it doesn't matter because what are the server data, your storage backup data, where what you got data, so you want to send, so it will go through your cables, these cables. Okay, this is just for your kind information. It is a part of your multi-cloud complexity and sharing a responsibility model. The third point, what I want to tell you. So this is another example of our zero trust core principle, like verifying your explicitly all the data points, identify device and locations. Okay, we can identify, as you know that because every device has got location, it lost with the location. As you notice, guys, so especially the Google has very these things, guys, because I don't use the Google one. You can see I'm using the Perplexity. This is not Chrome. This is a browser, guys. This is I'm using this Perplexity Comet. Okay, I think if you want, you can install it. This is very safe, but it will not collect your data, guys. Comet browser. Comet browser, we can use it. My recommendation is to use, you can install your laptop. It will not collect your data, even it will not collect your geographical locations, where you are going and what you are doing. Okay, one more thing is, if you open any YouTube, guys, it will not show the ad, which is also very good advantage. The main thing is why I'm using this is because it will not collect my data. Because even though I install my Chrome in my laptop, but still I'm not using that. Very rarely I'll use it. Okay, next thing is assume the breach, plan the security incident and inevitable. So microsegment, assume the critical thing. So what he's talking about, guys. So make sure that you discuss with your team, okay, and plan the security. What best way we can protect the applications, application, also your end user application, even your customer application as well. Okay, because many customer, maybe your software company, so many customer they are using your software. Okay, you should be very well this one planned. Okay, this is one of the like model like CISA, like zero trust maturity model. Okay, the verification for your asset for your healthcare and status of your monitoring and networking. This is quite very important. Networking devices, application, and data. Okay, guys, this is very interesting to know each and every people nowadays. At least they must know the basics knowledge. Even if you learn any other technology like AI, data science, or electronics, or like configuration of your IT infrastructure, so this is a basic thing you must know it. Then cloud zero trust became the default security model now. So nowadays, now latest what they have done, they come up with the patches and applications for every customer what they do. So they will defaultly they install the security model. Okay. So best example is your Gmail, because in Gmail previously there's no two-factor authentication, because we can configure that one also. Because any unauthorized people, let's say example, you already log in your Gmail. Okay. So then you came to India. Okay. Then you told me to I want to use your laptop to log into. I want to check my email. Okay, because it will ask the authentication, your mobile number. It will send your message. Someone has, I think, Google One. I think G1 in the app is there. Okay, it will send a message. There is someone guy from India is accessing your account. Do you want to accept, yes or no? Even also, it will send the mail also. Okay, this is nothing but a cloud security landscape. Nowadays, one more thing is like AI and ML threat detect and responsibility. So this, what it does mean, it will analyze AI. Because best example I can say, because if you watch any reel, any videos, so automatically like relevant video it will come to you, right? Same thing here. So AI it will watch. Okay, so AI watch everything. It will send a relevant video to you. DevOps integrations development like lifecycle is nothing but your developer security operations. What is going to do is going to integrate all your applications, like how we can integrate like one particular applications for all your clients we can able to install. Now they have like it's a part of the automation. Some of the tools are available. So in the cloud, you can see in the cloud we can see shift from legacy tools for CSP embedded solutions, AWS, Azure Cloud, native security services, integrations. So these are the few applications where many organizations they use to for secure their IT infrastructure. Okay. So and another part is I think you might know about this because those are who is working on the cloud, so they might know about this centralized identify provider deployment, like two-factor authentication, which I was talking about. Okay, So like I am my, because if you log into any Azure cloud or Google cloud or AWS cloud, Amazon web services, okay, you must configure it, the multi-factor authentications. Yeah, until unless you'll generate one code. Okay, that code will be if you, until unless you give the code, it will not give the access. These have made them mandatory, because why? To unauthorized access. Okay, no one should they'll check whether you are the right guy or the wrong guy. Strong authentication method, like they think your passwordless. So passwordless is nothing but your barcode. For example, one barcode, your fingerprint by your face, even the mobile phone also, I think you might know about it. It will check your authentication. Regular identification and entitlement review. You should maintain your identity regularly. It will check. Okay, this is also one of the job by your SIM. This is on the tool, SIM tool. Network segmentation. So this is nothing but because whenever you want to learn any cybersecurity, networking is quite very important. So without networks, we can understand cybersecurity. You must know how the data is flowing from one end to your another end, how the packet will flow. So what are how does it works? So how it will work from your application to end users. Like we have the TCP/IP, how this works, OSI model, how it works, how your segmentation will be happen, how the sensitive database will keep separate. Okay, and this is a part of how it will encrypt. So in the session layer in OSI reference model, how it will be encrypted. Implementation, the best practice. Okay, automatic security operation and policy enforcement, because nowadays everything is automation, guys. If you see, if you write the Python script, okay, so example, if you want to configure any example like 100 routers you want to configure. Okay, if you write the script, okay, I want to configure this routing protocol, this is the IP address. Okay, if you write the Python script, once you run this, automatically it will configure all the 100 router at the same time. That is nothing but automation. Automation security is nothing but you'll write the policies. Okay, so don't give the unauthorized access. Okay, give the access to specific IP address or specific username. Okay, there is a part of your implementation, the best practice. And apply the time patches and security updates. Make sure that you have to update, like firmware update, how we are getting the Windows update, right? So make sure that we have to keep up to date your Windows. Or else we can check in Google like how we can update like Windows 11, even for the firewall, whichever the firewall we are using, which are the router or switches we are using. So we have to keep updating your latest one, because you are using old one means your hacker will come to know, because a hacker will try to keep on attacking you, because with the old one means he will find the vulnerability. Okay, so there might be chances to attack. Continuous improvement. So by like applying the patches, monitoring that this one your threats. Okay, monitor your threats. Okay, incident response automation playbook, regular posture assessment, adapt the evolution threats. Okay, so these are the basic things, guys. So we have to keep on updating your patches. Case study. So one of the like healthcare organizations, patient data across the complex system solution, zero trust with encryption. I am end to point, because make sure what is talking about the case study here. Make sure that we have to don't touch anybody. Make sure the data is encrypted. Use the IAM authentication, like two-factor authentications, and use the endpoint security. Result, enhancement data protection, regulation compliances, improve your patient trust. Make sure that it will be confidential, because everything is digital, because out of 7 billion population throughout the world, so like I could say almost 4 billion people already they are using all the like mobile phone or computers, right? It's a very huge data, like many people they are using every second, like trillions of data transaction is happening. Okay, so modern security model for implementation, like I think this will be explained by Zaber, I think, in blockchain.
So thank you very much, Mr. Tej.
Yeah.
Please, I need to share my screen.
Yeah, I'll stop mine. You can continue.
Okay. So you can see my screen?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay. Let me put it in diaporama. Okay. So we move now to the session about blockchain for security and privacy. So nowadays, blockchain technology is a revolutionary innovation that has gained significant attention. Originally developed as the underlying technology for cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, blockchain has since expanded to various applications across industries. So in this session, we will provide what blockchain is, how it works, what types of blockchain are, its key features and framework. So what is blockchain? Blockchain is an immutable and distributed ledger that records digital transactions involving assets within a decentralized network. These assets may represent anything of value exchanged across the system. The ledger operates as an append-only database where transactions are grouped into blocks that are cryptographically linked. Each block contains the hash of the previous one, creating a unique and tamper-evident chain that makes altering recorded data computationally impractical. The blockchain is replicated across a peer-to-peer network, with each node maintaining a full copy of the ledger. Adding a new transaction requires agreement among the majority of nodes through a consensus mechanism, ensuring transaction validity, ordering, and a trust framework that operates without a central authority. So blockchain systems fundamentally rely on hashing, digital signatures, and consensus protocols to secure and validate transactions. Additionally, many platforms incorporate smart contracts and APIs, enabling process automation and seamless integration with external applications. So what are the types of blockchain? Taking into consideration the broad nature of blockchain networks, experts classify the blockchain system into four types: public blockchain, private blockchain, a hybrid blockchain, and consortium blockchain. In a public blockchain, anyone with an internet connection can join and participate in the activities of the blockchain network. Every participant can issue a transaction proposal, validate a block creation, and commit it to the ledger. Public blockchain requires a cryptocurrency as an incentive for participants who compete to fetch the suitable cryptography nonce. The nonce is a random number used once to validate a block creation. This process is known as mining. Furthermore, the public blockchain is highly decentralized, which keeps it safe from data breaches, hacking attempts, or other cybersecurity issues. The higher the network size, the more records are distributed and the more difficult it is for hackers to hack the entire network. But to achieve agreement between nodes on a valid block creation, the public blockchain adopts a consensus algorithm that solves a complex and resource-intensive cryptographic problem, causing a low number of transactions per second and high energy consumption. The most popular public blockchains are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. In a private blockchain, we move now to explain what is private blockchain. So only selected users are invited or permitted to join the blockchain network. A private blockchain is a closed network managed by a single authority that controls access and determines the roles of participants. A private blockchain is partially decentralized because public access is restricted. It is often run on a small network within a firm or organization. Only chosen users share the distributed ledger. Moreover, thanks to a limited number of homogeneous users in the private blockchain, achieving consensus to validate transactions becomes easy and faster. However, a private blockchain is more vulnerable due to its central management system that might be compromised, which affects the entire private blockchain system. In addition, most private blockchains do not offer incentives like cryptocurrency to motivate participants. The most popular private blockchains are multi-chain, hyperledger projects, and Corda. The third type is the hybrid blockchain. It merges the characteristics of both private and public blockchains. A hybrid blockchain is controlled by a single organization that builds a private permission-based system alongside a public permissionless system. In essence, the single authority selects who has access to specific blockchain data and what data is made public. In a hybrid blockchain, transactions and records are private, but they can be verified if necessary by granting access via a self-executed program called a smart contract. Furthermore, transactions are inexpensive and faster than a public blockchain network. However, this type of blockchain lacks transparency due to hiding information, and the most well-known hybrid blockchain is IBM Food Trust, used for the food supply chain. The fourth type is the consortium blockchain. It is a federated blockchain that involves various organizational members working together on a decentralized network. Then a group of authorities controls the blockchain network instead of one entity, as in the cases of private and hybrid blockchains. The consortium blockchain integrates features of private and public blockchains in the same way as hybrid blockchain. Only authorized users can be participants in this kind of blockchain. Moreover, the participants have different roles and different permissions. Predetermined nodes participate in the consensus algorithm to validate transactions. In addition, the consortium blockchain is more decentralized than the private blockchain, resulting in a higher security level. The most popular consortium blockchain solution are R3 for financial services, the Global Shipping Business Network Consortium to digitalize the shipping industry, and Energy Web Foundation for creating innovative and sustainable energy solutions. In general, blockchain networks can be either permissioned or permissionless. In a permissioned blockchain, only authorized participants are allowed to join the network and validate transactions. In contrast, a permissionless blockchain is fully open, allowing anyone to participate and take part in the validation process. We move now to deal with the key characteristics of blockchain. So blockchain technology offers several defining characteristics that make it trusted and efficient systems. It operates on a distributed and decentralized network where transactions are stored in a digital ledger that is both chronological and time stamped. The ledger is immutable, irrevocable, and fully auditable, ensuring that recorded data cannot be altered or denied. Transactions are validated and ordered through a consensus mechanism, while smart contracts reduce reliance on third parties by automating rules and agreements. The entire system is secured by cryptography, ensuring the protection of transactions and the integrity of each block. As a result, blockchain provides a high level of transparency and verifiability, reinforcing trust across the network. We move now to what are the most popular blockchain frameworks. So the most popular blockchain frameworks today are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Hyperledger Fabric. Each of these frameworks has its unique strengths and purposes. Bitcoin is the pioneer of blockchain, primarily designed as a decentralized digital currency. It is highly secure, immutable, and optimized for peer-to-peer value transfer, but its functionality is limited to financial transactions. Ethereum expands the blockchain concept by supporting smart contracts and decentralized applications. It enables programmable transactions, offering flexibility for complex use cases beyond payments. Hyperledger Fabric is a permissioned blockchain tailored for enterprises. Unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum, it allows controlled access, modular architecture, and high transaction throughput, making it ideal for business networks requiring privacy and scalability. In summary, we can say that Bitcoin excels in digital currency, Ethereum empowers programmable applications, and Hyperledger Fabric focuses on enterprise solutions, demonstrating the versatility and evolving nature of blockchain technology. What are the key components of blockchain? So, blockchain technology can be simplified by understanding its basic concepts. Indeed, blockchain technology takes advantage of well-known computer science mechanisms and cryptographic primitives mixed with record-keeping concepts. So the main elements behind the blockchain innovation are asymmetric key cryptography. So this method is also known as public key cryptography. It uses a pair of keys, an encryption key and a decryption key, named public key and a private key respectively. The public-private key pair has a mathematical relationship that induces encrypted data with a public key may only be decrypted with the corresponding private key. This process ensures the recipient of the message by the corresponding receiver. In a blockchain network, asymmetric key cryptography provides a mechanism to verify the integrity and authenticity of transactions. More precisely, this mechanism is called a digital signature that confirms received transactions are not altered by an intruder, as well as send by the expected sender. Cryptographic hash function. It is a mathematical function used in cryptography. The hash function converts an arbitrary length message to a shorter fixed length value. It is a one-way function that cannot be used to obtain the original data. This property protects against an attacker who only has a hash value and is trying to find the input. Moreover, it has a collision-resistant property. This property makes it very difficult for an attacker to find two different inputs of any length that result in the same hash. The cryptographic hash function is a fundamental element of blockchain innovation. This function is applied extensively in blockchain processes such as public-private key pairs generation, transaction endorsement, block validation, and more. Hashing is mainly a feature that gives security capabilities to processed transactions and makes them immutable. Indeed, transactions are ordered into blocks, and each block stores the hash of the previous one to form the chain of blocks. A popular cryptographic hash function adopted by many blockchain systems is the secure hash algorithm with an output size of 256 bits. The third key component is the Merkle tree. It is also known as a hash tree. It is a mathematical data structure where the data is hashed and combined until there is a singular root hash called Merkle root that represents the entire structure as depicted by this figure. A block in this example contains four transactions: transaction 1, transaction 2, transaction 3, and transaction 4. Every transaction has a hash associated with it, respectively named H0, H1, H2, and H3. Every hash is kept in each leaf node at the bottom of the tree. Consecutive pairs of leaf nodes are then summarized in a parent node by hashing H0 and H1, resulting in H4, and separately hashing H2 and H3, resulting in H5. The two hashes then, H4 and H5, are hashed again to produce the root hash or the Merkle root. Thus, the Merkle root is the hash of all the hashes of all the transactions in the block. Furthermore, the Merkle root is saved in the block header to maintain data integrity by reflecting any changes in the transactions. We move now to transaction. So a transaction, it is an invocation of a business function across the blockchain network. A transaction acts on an asset and performs read or write operations from the blockchain ledger. Blocks. So a blockchain is a chain of blocks of information. In essence, each block keeps a record of transactions on the blockchain. Moreover, each block has a hash value included in the next block. Hence, the blocks are cryptographically interconnected together. The first created block is known as the Genesis block. A block is mainly composed of a block header and body data, as depicted by the second figure. The header is metadata, giving information about the block and its transactions. The header typically includes 6 fields: the version number of the block, the hash of the previous block on the chain, the Merkle root of the current block's transactions, the timestamp of the block creation, a random string of characters called the nonce needed for the proof of work process, and the difficulty target that adjusts the difficulty of mining for the proof of work algorithm. The encrypted value of all these 6 fields is called the block hash. So blockchain nodes use the block hash of one block to link it with the next block. In addition, most blockchain systems create a block hash using cryptographic methods of the SHA-256 algorithm. The block hashes are like a digital fingerprint or signature for every block, making it secure. On the other hand, the second portion of a block contains a set of validated transactions and ledger events. Another key component of a blockchain is the consensus. So a consensus algorithm is a process used to reach an agreement between blockchain network peers on a valid state, even in the presence of faults, just like a consensus within a group of people. It is also known as the consensus mechanism and the consensus method. Indeed, a blockchain is a distributed ledger that saves blocks of data issued from participants. The decentralized nature of blockchain needs to establish reliability and trust in the blockchain network when updating the distributed ledger. The consensus algorithm achieves this objective by ensuring that the next block on the blockchain is the correct one and preventing an attacker from manipulating the chain incorrectly. There are many different types of consensus mechanisms, each with various benefits and drawbacks. The most widely used consensus mechanisms are proof of work, proof of stake, practical Byzantine fault tolerance. Smart contract. So smart contract is a self-executing contract. It is stored on a blockchain and programmed to run according to predetermined conditions. The smart contract eliminates the need for a central authority or intermediaries. It is replicated on many nodes that comprise the blockchain network. The code represents a number of different conditional statements that describe the possible scenarios of a future transaction. Indeed, a smart contract is automatically triggered when satisfying the predetermined conditions. It allows multiple parties to come to a shared result in an accurate, timely, and tamper-proof manner. In addition, there are multiple programming languages for implementing a smart contract, such as Solidity, JavaScript, Python, and more. So how blockchain works? It all starts when a participant initiates a transaction. This transaction is then broadcast across the peer-to-peer network, reaching all participating nodes. These nodes carefully validate the transaction to ensure it follows the network rules. Once validated, the transaction is grouped with others to form a new block. This block is then shared across the network, where the nodes use a consensus protocol to confirm its authenticity. Finally, after passing this verification, the block is added to the existing blockchain, creating a permanent, transparent, and tamper-proof record that everyone in the network can trust. In essence, blockchain works through a combination of decentralization, validation, and consensus, ensuring security, transparency, and reliability at every step. We move now to the blockchain use cases. Blockchain technology is emerging as a foundational layer for modern digital ecosystems, thanks to its ability to deliver trust, transparency, and security without relying on intermediaries. Its applications span several high-impact sectors: decentralized finance, so powering decentralized services for payments, lending, asset exchange, and digital currencies, while reducing costs and increasing financial inclusion. The second use case is the supply chain. So supply chain enabling end-to-end product traceability, authenticity verification, and real-time tracking to enhance reliability and reduce fraud. Another use case, which is an interesting use case, is the healthcare sector. So the electronic healthcare record sharing and the remote patient monitoring, protecting medical data through secure and tamper-proof records, improving interoperability, and reinforcing trust in remote patient monitoring systems. IoT and smart cities, securing device-to-device communication, automating processes through smart contracts, and supporting data integrity for intelligent urban infrastructure. Another interesting use case is the education. So through offering verifiable tamper-resistant academic credentials and streamlining diploma authentication across institutions. Together, these applications showcase how blockchain is reshaping industries by reinforcing security, efficiency, and digital trust across interconnected systems. Okay, so thank you. And we move to the next section that will be assumed by Mr. Tesh.
Yeah, thank you, Zeba.
So,
Thank you very much.
okay.
I could see we have only 9 people left here. So what I'm going to do, so let me stop your screen. I'll share my screen.
Yes, okay.
As you can see, guys, so I want to wind up this session because I want to discuss about like what are the things you can learn to become the cybersecurity expert. Then I will take your questions. You can ask me the questions. Okay. As you can see here, right now, certification and industry trends we can see with a lot of courses we can go through if you want to learn the cybersecurity. So as you can see on the screen, so we have like CH, CSSP, CSSP, and networking. These are the courses we should learn to become the cybersecurity expert. Okay, to get the minimum basic like cybersecurity analysis or a SOC engineer. Okay, whichever the things you would like to interest, you can learn those courses. And we are also offering the such courses with the collaboration with the Tunisia universities. Okay, and there are a lot of things I can discuss because in the short time we cannot explain many things, as you know that. Okay, so let's take the questions. If you have any questions, you can ask me the question, guys. This is the slide what is there on the mention. Okay, this is the thing, but a framework and incident response. So what is talking about like you have to keep update your patches, your softwares, and your end user devices, your applications, your apps, your network infrastructure. Make sure that we have to keep on updating. So if you are using the old software, there might be chances to your any attack can happen at any moment. Okay. Next thing is if you talk about like what you have take away in the next step, because so make sure that the cybersecurity is booming in the industry. So most organizations they are looking for a lot of cybersecurity engineers in terms of basic level to top level. So if I see, I'll show you a lot of security jobs. If you talk about, see guys here, as you can see, the size is growing. So as you can see in the screen, The 2020 workforce yearly growth, you can see up to here. Okay, let me see here, guys. So every country they are investing like anything. In North America, 11% they are increased. Latin America 4%, Euro 7.2%. Okay, Middle East and African countries like 11%. Asia 11%. Means like you have like very good scope, very huge demand. Okay. So if you talk about like by the location, so how this cybersecurity workforce worldwide in 2023 by the country, we can see the US required a lot of the billions of people to work. So Brazil, Mexico, Germany, Japan, UK, South Korea, France, and Spain. I see even the France for you is very good opportunity because they really need a lot of people to work. Okay, this is the one information which I would like to share. A lot of countries they require cybersecurity engineers. Okay, like if you want, I can share this screen in the chat box so we can go through it. In the 2021 to 2030, okay, so these are the range they are investing like anything because security is one of the major impact in the cybersecurity, one of the major industry because is one of the major role in all the industry, maybe the government sector or public sector or this small company or big company, even the defense, navy, army, air force. So every organization, every sector, they need the cybersecurity expert. You can see 2023, okay, there is a huge demand. So if you talk about only in India, so we need a lot of engineers because we don't have any engineers here because lack of knowledge, so they're not getting the job. If you talk about how the business spend their cybersecurity, you can see, just see, imagine here, the 38% staff and the compensation they are investing like anything. So more than your hardware, project, premises, like outsourcing, 21% and half so premises software. Okay, so they are depending upon these softwares because they will buy the software to protect their applications. Okay, what they are doing, they're giving the training to their staff. Okay, so I want you people to learn the such type of technology which will help you to get in a very good job. Okay, this is keep on increasing. The budget is keep on increasing every day by day. They seem like billions of dollars they are spending money. Okay, we talk about a salary. Okay, salary is going to like very huge. See, these are different types of designation. The security head, like information security officer. So see here, just imagine the salary. They are using the huge amount of money they are paying. Okay, like you have the SOC engineer, which is talking about detection engineer, the cloud security, a director of the security. Because see, every sector you can see, okay, they are increasing their salary, but still they are not getting engineers. Okay, so like if you have question, guys, any questions you can ask me. If you have any questions, guys, you can ask me. Okay, if you go through our company website, this is our channel, guys. So if you want, I'll put it in chat box. So those who want to visit our company channel, I'll put it this video which is getting recorded here. Okay, even I will share you our company website. Like if you want to visit our company website for more information.
So thank you very much, Mr. Tajuddin, for this
Yeah, thank you
important
very much.
presentation.
Yes.
Just here, if you don't mind, I have some forward-thinking questions.
Yeah, you can ask.
So, yes, how do
Yeah.
you expect cyber security strategy to change as quantum computing becomes more accessible and cryptographic standards evolve? You know that now we speak about quantum computing,
Mm-hmm.
and the encryption will not be very helpful, and the other techniques of cryptographic standards. So, how do you expect the cyber security strategy that will evolve?
Yeah, it's a very good question. See, most of the organizations, what they're doing, okay, especially you're talking about the quantum computer. because the quantum computer is majorly required the high density of the CPU and GPU process. So there we require the AI integration to analyze the any malware, okay, any attacks, any sort of applications like fake user access, fake application access, okay, is going to protect not only for inside your servers, your firewall, as well as quantum computer also. So what is a quantum computer? The quantum computer, the major role is to process the huge amount of data, right? This is the main job of the quantum computer. Because in the future, if you see, okay, they require the huge amount of transaction has to be done. That the reason the quantum, the cybersecurity is play a major role even in the quantum computer as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So any questions, guys, from the people who has
Our students.
yeah, you can reach me, guys. You can say I have share my our company website, email address, and number. If you do like to contact me, you can contact me. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask me, guys. I share your company website and YouTube link. No questions?
Okay, we haven't received any question.